Hi, I'm Tara Duncan, Workforce Success Manager with the Arizona Game and Fish Department, and this is my good friend Treasure. Today on Arizona Wildlife Views, do these dogs have a nose for sniffing out endangered ferrets? We'll see why Arizona Game and Fish is working with these special dogs to conserve and protect. Plus, it's always a good time to go fishing, but fishing in the summer heat can be rough. We'll introduce you to an angler who's finding fish under cover of darkness. And later, a different kind of blade runner. Just what's preparing to hatch under this lawnmower. We've got all that and more today on Arizona Wildlife Views.
Arizona Wildlife Views is brought to you by the sale of hunting and fishing licenses and the Heritage Fund, lottery dollars working for wildlife. Some projects made possible by the Sport Fish and Wildlife Restoration Fund.
I think it's safe to say dogs have a great sense of smell, some better than others. Here's a look at how Game and Fish is teaming up with the group Working Dogs for Conservation in an effort to save the endangered black-footed ferrets. Take a look.
So this is Barley. He's one of the working dogs with Working Dogs for Conservation, and he's a rescued border collie originally from Denver, Colorado.
Dogs like Barley, Lily,
Let's go find more.
and Jax could one day have a key role in the Arizona Game and Fish Department's efforts to bring black-footed ferrets back from the brink of extinction.
They're just a particularly difficult species to study. They're solitary, they're rare, they live underground. It's just really hard to figure out where they are and how they're doing, and hopefully dogs can help us with that.
The dogs are being tested in the Aubrey Valley near Seligman, Arizona. This is where Game and Fish has been trying to establish a self-sustaining population of black-footed ferrets since 1996. It's a good spot because there's an abundance of prairie dogs, the ferret's main source of food. Game and Fish routinely releases captive-born ferrets in the area to boost their numbers, and it does its best to closely monitor the population. That isn't easy because black-footed ferrets are nocturnal, so the best time to see them is at night.
We're shining lights out the window or keeping our headlights on, and we're looking for eye shine.
Volunteers help Game and Fish search for ferrets with spotlights. Unfortunately, spotlighters have been seeing fewer and fewer ferrets in recent years.
The frustrating part is not knowing what's going on. If we had a definitive answer, then we could probably solve the problem, but it's just the not knowing. We're doing more disease surveillance, trying to see if it might be disease.
It might also be predators, or it could be that ferrets are moving into areas where they're simply harder to find.
We're doing a lot more research now because our population's been steadily declining, and we're trying to figure out why.
Recently released ferrets have been wearing radio collars so biologists can track their movements with telemetry. It's a great opportunity to test the dog's ferret-finding skills.
Jax, this way. Come on.
So we've got these detection dogs that are trained to sniff out the scent of black-footed ferrets. And then because the ferrets are radio collared, we can double check the dog's work.
Let's go find more. This is still in research and development mode, so we're testing out how well the dogs do.
Amy Hurt is a co-founder of Working Dogs for Conservation.
And we're a nonprofit organization that works with conservation detection dogs around the world. We work on threatened and endangered species, invasive species, and law enforcement like wildlife crime, poachers, and that sort of thing.
You ready to go, buddy?
The ferret study is a collaboration with the Wildlife Ecology Institute,
Come on, buddy.
U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and Arizona Game and Fish.
Good boy.
Okay, we have a wind coming from the south, so I'm gonna walk my eastern edge up to the other end of my area and then work into the wind. Come on this way, Lil.
The dogs have had success finding black-footed ferrets in Wyoming, but telemetry could take the research to another level. Previously, researchers had to rely on spotlighters and cameras at burrows to confirm what their dogs had found. Now they can get faster feedback by testing the dogs in areas where ferrets were located with telemetry the night before.
Oh, yeah, those are eyes.
And the point is that we're developing a probability of detection. When we know there's a ferret in a burrow, how often can the dog smell that ferret and tell us about that?
Kayla's dog Barley is a rookie when it comes to finding ferrets.
He's still very much so in training.
Check here.
Good boy. Barley is currently trained on the scat of black-footed ferrets, and ultimately we're planning on transitioning him to finding the actual ferrets themselves. Did you get it? You did! Good job!
When a dog is successful, it's rewarded with a toy and some playtime.
We throw a pretty big party, really, especially for our rookie dogs because they really need a lot of encouragement. And yeah, his favorite thing in the world is a ball.
So it's all a game to the dogs. They love the searching. Come on, Jax!
Jax and his handler Lauren are searching a small 5-acre plot that was previously searched with telemetry. When Jax sits or lies down at a burrow, he's signaling that he senses a ferret. Lauren doesn't know if the telemetry team found one here until she checks her GPS.
We can switch over to a different screen on our GPS, which shows a small radius around where the ferret is known to be.
It turns out this is not a marked burrow, but Jax seems certain there's a ferret here, and he could be right. A different ferret might have moved in or left fresh scent here sometime during the night.
Last year in Wyoming, we had the opportunity our dog picked a burrow. Spotlighters had already searched that area. They didn't detect any ferrets in that area. We put cameras up on that burrow, and they got 1,200 photos of a ferret and 2 kits that she had.
It's kind of just never give up hope, because ferrets can pop up anywhere.
In addition to searching small areas burrow by burrow, researchers are also testing the dogs at an operational scale, covering about 300 acres at a time.
We're going to make broad sweeps through the area and see if we find little hot spots of ferret activity.
Finding those hot spots during the day could help Game and Fish get better results at night by focusing its spotlighting efforts on areas where ferrets are most likely to be found.
And the hope is that we're going to find out that the dogs are actually really good at this, and then in the future we can do this in areas where the ferrets aren't radio collared, and we can help find these really elusive rare mammals.
Jax, this way. Come on, buddy.
After testing the dogs in Arizona for 3 weeks, here's what we know. When searching hundreds of acres at about an acre a minute, the dogs were able to sniff out a ferret 90% of the time. And they had a 97% success rate identifying burrows where a ferret was known to be present the night before.
So yeah, we're hoping that it works out, and then eventually that just could be another tool that we have to survey for them.
A tool that could help Game and Fish conserve and protect this endangered species.
On a cool, cloudy day in May, some kids from Fredonia Elementary School in northern Arizona are trying to get some kickball in before the rain comes.
So we all identified this as what? Largemouth bass.
Others are in a classroom learning about a different sport entirely.
So, another popular fish in this area that we have near us in Lee's Ferry, this is a trout. What species of trout?
Rainbow trout.
Yes.
This is not Fishing 101. This is Amanda Johnson's 4th grade class, and she heard about the school group fishing program put on by the Arizona Game and Fish Department's Sport Fishing Education Unit.
This is my first year teaching as a teacher, and I've heard of the 4th graders going and doing it before, and I've heard how much fun they've had and how much they've learned, and I was excited to give my students the opportunity.
In the classroom, students get a 1-hour presentation covering topics such as native fish and sport fish in Arizona, fish biology and habitat requirements, and fishing safety and ethics.
There was a lot about the fish species and the habitats and the adaptations and erosion that we've covered in our science units.
Okay, so it doesn't matter your level of experience.
It's a tall order to make an impression on a classroom full of 4th graders. Marcy Alderman travels to schools statewide to give kids an experience she hopes will remain with them for the rest of their lives.
It's going to make them want to get out more. It just gets them out learning their own experiences away from technology and growing outside.
Thank you, Miss Marcy.
You're welcome.
Early the next morning, Marcy gets everything ready for the kids at Lake Powell.
Educating youth and fishing at the same time doesn't get much better than that. Well, good morning. It's glad to see you.
When they arrive, they get a bit of basic fishing instruction before walking down to the dock, where they'll finally get their chance at a big one. Even though it's windy and cloudy, it doesn't stop the kids' enthusiasm. And it doesn't take long before the first one bites.
A lot of their experiences come from YouTube, watching other people do a lot of things, and it's great for the students to get out and actually try it themselves and get their own experiences rather than just hearing about them and learning about them from other people.
Besides having a good time, a lot of the kids learned one key thing very quickly.
There's got to be at least one more hungry fish out there, huh?
Get to be patient, and you also get fish.
And while not everyone was lucky enough to catch a fish, they all made a memory to last a lifetime.
Oh my, something big just went through. Did you see that? There was a fish this long just came zooming through the light. And there's a fish eating. Oh, I missed him. I just missed a fish. Goodness. So they're here. We have fish. Night fishing is wonderful. Really a good thing to do is make sure you get out and study the water before the sun goes down so you can see where you're going to fish. See if there are any obstacles around you have to look out for. Amazing. That's a nice fish. That's a largemouth bass. I'm Bill Larson. I'm a retired Arizona Game and Fish educator, and I love to fish. The heat of the day in Phoenix today was unbearable, and I needed to get away from it all. You come out to a place like Lake Pleasant, and you can have almost the entire lake to yourself after dark. We've anchored up to a tree, and then we will sit and wait with some bait, and hopefully the fish will come to us. I have fished from 6 at night until 6 in the morning and caught a lot of fish. Okay, I have a sturdy hook tied on the line, and then I have some sinkers on the bottom end of that line to help me cast it out and to get it to the bottom where I want the fish to find it. That's about 18 inches. I have frozen anchovies. I'm just going to cut chunks off of these frozen pieces and try to get the fish excited by throwing it in the water. And I don't want to put out too many. I don't want to fill the fish up. I want them to be hungry. But I want them to find us. Tonight I'll be fishing with night crawlers, but I'll also be fishing with anchovies. Push it through as close to the backbone as possible. I like to push it through and then come back into the flesh again. Because as this thaws out in the water, it gets very soft. And we'll let her fly. All right. I'm using a light to bring in the insects, which brings in the small bait fish, which hopefully brings in the larger predator fish, catfish, stripers, largemouth. So come on, fish, it's time. The little minnows being drawn into the light, I'm not really sure what they are. They look like a shiner of some kind. Oh my goodness, it's a little fish, a catfish. My goodness, they get small in here too. You can use lighted bobbers. You can use bells on your rod so you can hear when you're getting a bite. Or the line, I like to watch the line. You can fish from shore if you don't have a boat. Channel catfish. And the main difference between these and flatheads is the split tail. These whiskers are very soft and they're a way for the fish to find its food. It helps gather the scent out of the water when it's looking for food. A very interesting fish. He's gone. Something I've done for the last 20 years is night fishing. It's just a wonderful way to get out and get away from it all. You don't have any horns honking or neighbors hollering. It's just you and being in the great outdoors. And it's quiet. It's very quiet.
West of Safford, just north of the ranching community of Klondyke, lies a rugged desert landscape of peaks and valleys, mostly unreachable and somewhat forgotten for the past 20 years.
In Arizona and across the West, there are many millions of acres of public lands that you and I own that the public can't access for hunting, for backpacking, for horseback riding, because it's locked by private gates that control the roads into these lands.
For over 20 years, the Bighorn Sheep Society in Arizona has struggled with providing access into Aravaipa Canyon for both conservation work, bighorn sheep hunters, and also general recreation for the public.
This gate was locked for a couple of decades at least, and it is now opened up to the public. There's about 2,800 acres of BLM land up in here that was acquired in addition to a little over 300 acres of the Forest Service.
It's a great way to fulfill our mission in Arizona by opening up, in this case, 40,000 acres of beautiful, rugged public lands for access by the public.
I actually grew up in this area, and as a kid, we could go out there, and could enjoy it. It's really, really neat to see it going back to where it's open for the public and people can be able to enjoy it again.
The acquisition of land that makes up the Cross F Ranch now provides an opportunity for hunters, hikers, and outdoor enthusiasts to rediscover an area rich in history.
The old town of Aravaipa, kind of a neat historical spot. There's a bunch of old mine shafts that are out there from turn of the century mining activities that were there.
The Graham County Historical Society is excited for this acquisition because they really want to work with us on some interpretation at the old town site, which would be really neat.
There's a place called Landsman Camp, which is kind of on the Forest Service, and there's some trails that come up out of Landsman Camp. There's Thule Springs and some really neat little areas down in there.
There's about a mile of the road that the Arizona Game and Fish Department purchased an easement from the Nature Conservancy, who then gave that to Graham County, and that is the access that gets you up into this Cross F Ranch area. The roads behind the gate are primitive roads. They haven't been maintained very well for quite some time. We're up in here right now maintaining some of those roads and working with Graham County. They have agreed to maintain this road up to some shipping corrals that they historically maintained it to. They'll still be primitive roads, but they will allow public access up in here so people can come up and enjoy them in some type of 4x4 vehicle.
Purchase of the Cross F Ranch also helps protect existing wildlife corridors and natural habitat across the area for future generations.
This project is also about habitat and the connectivity with the mountain ranges.
The ET Ranch essentially opened up, we'll say, half the pie on the east side of the Santa Teresa's. The Cross F Ranch opened up the western half of the pie.
Because of the acquisition, we are able to conserve and protect a wildlife corridor between the Santa Teresa Mountains and the Galero Mountains through the Aravaipa Canyon Wilderness, connecting up to the Santa Teresa Wilderness of the Forest Service.
A lot of the water supply for Aravaipa Creek comes off of this landscape, and as most people will recognize, Aravaipa Creek is hugely important. It contains the most diverse population of native fish in Arizona.
We have mule deer, whitetail, javelina, we have mountain lions. We'll see bears in here. Quad is kind of an interesting one that we would see down here too.
The money for BLM and the Forest Service to acquire the private lands of the Cross F Ranch came from the Land and Water Conservation Fund, from a portion of the federal government's share of offshore oil and gas royalties that is then reinvested to protect our country's natural resources.
The purchase of the Cross F Ranch solidifies access to the public thanks to the collaboration of many partners, including rancher Kathy Sargent, who conveyed a public access easement across her nearby dry camp ranch the Arizona Game and Fish Department funded.
It required many parties to come together and collaborate, including the BLM, U.S. Forest Service, Arizona Game and Fish, Graham County, as well as sportsman groups and outdoor recreation groups that all contributed financially to make this project possible.
Trust for Public Land came back to us funding partners, and there were some significant contributions from the Desert Bighorn Sheep Society, the Wild Sheep Foundation.
Towards the end, they approached Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation and wondered if we could contribute something through our license plate money. We run a grant program through that, Conserving Wildlife License Plate, and through the National Wild Turkey Federation, we were able to contribute $40,000 to help consummate the deal.
This was my main project for the last year and a half, over a year and a half, and to see it completed is really big. It's really big for the BLM, really big for the public. It's a huge acquisition that is going to benefit everybody.
This project is really the culmination of 18 years of my career as a land specialist. It reconnects people with their public lands, and it also is going to provide 42,500 acres of that access that hasn't been around for the last almost 2 decades.
This is actually something that the department has been working on for many years, trying to get this to be able to be opened back up. So it's a huge win, but not only a huge win for the department or for hunters or for any particular one group, it's actually a huge win for the state of Arizona.
That's going to do it for today's show. Until next time, get out there and enjoy those Arizona wildlife views.
To subscribe to Arizona Wildlife Views magazine, which includes the Arizona Wildlife Views calendar, visit www.azgfd.gov/magazine.